Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So first thing I just want to quickly say is my hair is just not playing ball today. I don't know what it is about it, I'm just not liking it, so we're going to skip past that and completely ignore that. But today I'm going to be filming a pregnancy Q&A. So I say it like that because I was going to film like a first trimester, second trimester and third trimester video separately, but there wasn't much to say about the first trimester, and I did already film my first trimester video, but managed to lose the footage because it was on an old phone, whereas now I've got like a backing up system, so I'll have all my videos. So I thought I would just do a video with all of it in one video because I'm 29 weeks, I'm 30 weeks tomorrow, so I'm in the third trimester and I'm getting to the 10-week countdown, so I'm going to be doing more vlogs and packing my hospital bag videos and stuff like that. But I just thought I'd get this one out the way so you have all the information about the whole pregnancy, and just so it's documented for myself as well, because I have a few videos documented from my first, so this is my second baby. My first little girl is Aprillia and she's 2, so I have a few videos like which show her journey, but this journey has been completely different in a lot of ways. So I wanted to do a Q&A. I've asked on your Instagram and I've got some questions so that I can kind of show you what my pregnancy has been like. I'm really hot. I'm going to turn on the fan, so sorry if you hear that in the background, but I'm just way too hot to not have the fan on. So I want to start by just giving a quick rundown of how my pregnancy has gone. I feel like some of the questions are going to come in between like me showing how my pregnancy has been. So when I first was pregnant, I'm going to go into like literal full detail here because it's my journey and I want to remember it. So I wasn't with the same baby dad that I had my little girl with. I was with someone else and we went together too long before we got pregnant. I wasn't really ready to have another child. I did want to be in my own place because if you've seen any of my videos, you know I'm living in like a little shared place, so it's got one other mum and her little girl, and her little boy, and like other pregnant people can come and stay here, obviously not just randomly stay, but it's not like my own home. Like we have rules, we're only allowed visitors at certain times and things like that, and we only have like our own room. So I wanted to be in my own place before I had another child. I also wanted to learn to drive, and there's just a few things. I had a little note on my phone of a few things that I wanted to do before I had another baby. But life happens, and at the end of the day, I am now obviously forever grateful that I have my little boy, because obviously I already have a little girl. Little spoiler alert, unless you've seen my other videos, but yeah, I'm having a little boy now, so I've got my girl and my boy. But yes, I obviously did end up getting pregnant and we were really happy about it. As much as I wasn't ready, I kind of convinced myself, oh yeah, it's fine, like it's fine, I'll have a child, like I'm ready, whatever. I felt like because he was really ready to have a baby and he really wanted one, I kind of convinced myself that, oh, it's fine, we'll just have another baby and it'll be fine because we've got each other, and we said we'd like move out and stuff like that, of here in like private rent, even though that's something I didn't even really want to do. So I don't know why I was thinking that. It's weird sometimes when you think you're in love, the things that you kind of change about yourself, which is what I need to work on now, which is obviously why I'm now focusing on myself and my baby rather than like dating and stuff like that, because it's weird the different things that you can change about yourself to kind of fit in, or not fit in, to kind of work with your relationship, but you don't realise you're doing it. It's just because you really love that person, or you think you do. But anyways, that's the whole situation, finding out. So yeah, I was really happy when I found out because I was really excited that, you know, I was pregnant. I made a little setup to surprise the baby's dad. I'm saying the baby's dad, just spoiler alert, because we're not together now, so I don't want to say like my partner, because he was at the time but he's not now. So yeah, I made a little thing to surprise him, and I had Aprillia at the time when I was doing the test as well. But yeah, he was really shocked about it, and then we told like our families and stuff, and like everyone was really happy. Obviously people were kind of shocked. I mean, my mum was a bit like, what, because me and him hadn't been together, which at the time, like I said, when you're in love you think, why are they being like that? But now I look back and I'm like, I understand from her point of view, kind of like, obviously she supports me now completely and 100%, but it's obviously going to be like a shock. And right at the start of my pregnancy too, I mentioned this in another video, but I became friends again with someone who I was friends with before I was even with my first partner, so the one that I had Aprillia with. One of my friends from like my first ever job, I've made friends with her again because she was pregnant as well, and she'd commented something on a video and I was like, oh my god, like I'm pregnant due December, and she was pregnant due December too, so we've reconnected and become really good friends now, which is really nice. So it's something positive that's come out of the situation. But yeah, we went out with her and her partner to the beach and we took some announcement photos, so I'll put a few of them up even though we are not together anymore. It's still quite a cute little thing.
Water crashing at my feet, I saw a blue horizon turning grey. I was wandering looking for a key, echoes of your love surrounding me.
As you will see, we also had the baby name as Loda, but I later on changed my mind and wanted to have the baby name, like the last name is Pfefferbridge, which is my surname, just because my first daughter doesn't have my surname and I didn't want to have two kids with two different surnames and then me have a different surname, because it's already difficult enough having one child with a different surname to me, so I just want to have the same surname. God, it really hurts your back to like sit up without leaning on anything when you're 30 weeks pregnant, or almost. In the first trimester I didn't have any sickness straight away, and I was like, because you're supposed to kind of get sickness, but I didn't with my first, so I thought, oh, I've kind of gotten away with it. And then I was in McDonald's and I smelt like the food and I was ready to collect it, and I just, you know I'm going to be sick, and then they called my number, so I grabbed my food and ran up straight to the toilet, threw up. But the thing is with pregnancy throw up is that I threw up and then I was completely fine afterwards, so I just went downstairs and ate my food like normal, like even after I'd just thrown up, which is disgusting thinking about it, but I was just kind of like fine, and that's how it was. And then after that I didn't really throw up. I then had some sickness later on in my pregnancy, and it got really bad where I couldn't keep any food down, and I started being sick kind of in the evenings. I kind of was getting sick in the evenings and I couldn't keep any food down, so if I ate a couple hours later I would throw it back up, and then I started not being able to sleep because I was just getting this horrendous pain in my stomach, and then eventually it moved to my back. So we'd called 111 quite a few times, or we'd gone into A&E and stuff like that, and they'd seen that I was obviously dehydrated and gave me drips. First of all they said it was reflux, and they gave me Gaviscon and these other tablets, but they didn't do anything. And at one point we even called 111 and they sent a little like ambulance to take me into hospital. But I kept getting put on the drip, and then eventually at the to put more nutrients into me, and then eventually at the second to last appointment they gave me some anti-sickness tablets, and I tried them and they worked a little bit, but then I went out to eat and came back and threw up straight away, and I was like, great, like then they've not worked, and I ended up in hospital again on another drip, and this was the day before we were going on holiday, which was in August. So I think this is like the middle of my second trimester, or like the start of my second trimester, I'm not too sure. But just before holiday, literally the day before, I was in hospital on a drip, and my mum was going to me, if you don't come out of this hospital to go on holiday, I will come and get you and drag you on that plane. But I had the drip and they gave me some anti-sickness, a different one, through the drip, and they gave me some toast and I ate it, and it was the best like food I'd ever eaten. I ate that toast and I kept it down, and I was like, oh my god, I feel amazing, because I'd had all the nutrients and gotten to actually eat a piece of real food and not throw it up, which was really nice. And then we went on holiday the next day and I just felt horrendously like ugh. So if you've watched like my vlogs, you will see like I look kind of ill, and like if you've seen any of the pictures, because I did film our holiday, but if you look back at like some of the pictures, and did I film our holiday? Yeah. Did I film our holiday? Am I getting baby brain or something? So I was gonna film our holiday, but I never actually did. But in the first trimester, in the first part of the holiday, yeah, I was feeling quite sick. And I ended up throwing up all on the plane. So that was not a very nice experience, of course. And I was like, oh, the anti-sickness tablets aren't working. But then I started taking them again, and because we went all inclusive, there was more foods that I could eat. There was like kind of more options, which was nice. And eventually I started taking the tablets, and as I'd taken them more often, they were working, but you could only take them for 5 days. So I was so scared that I would stop taking them and then be sick. However, I stopped taking them, and since that day I have not been sick. Or I was sick once, but like not like how I've been. So that's how I've been with sickness. Next I'll talk about scans that I've had so far. So in the first trimester I had a scan because, trigger warning, I had a little bit of bleeding. It was just when I wiped it was pink, so I called 111 just to see what their advice was, because it's always best to get checked out even if it's nothing, because I did have a bit of bleeding with my first pregnancy as well, but we went to a private scan and it was all good. But yeah, this time I went in and they took my blood and everything like that, and then they scheduled me for and like all my bloods were fine, and they were saying like I was pregnant, and like they could tell by the bloods and stuff, and that they're gonna book me in for like a private scan, an NHS scan, but an early scan. So this is like my scrapbook with all the scans. So this was the first one, and we thought that we were 8 weeks and 1 day according to my period, but when we did the scan it turns out that we were 6 weeks and 1 day, so that made my due date Christmas Eve. And when she said it I was like, oh my god, because my due date according to my period was the 10th of December, which I still think is quite like a cute due date, but then yeah, when they did the scan they said that my due date would be 6 weeks and 1 day. I was 6 weeks and 1 day, so it would be Christmas Eve, and they did say it could change. So then my next scan was a 12-week scan. However, again, we were still a little bit early because my midwives were saying not to use that early scan as like how many weeks we are, and to still go with my period scan until we get the 12-week one, because the 12-week one tells you officially when your due date actually is. So we went and we was early. So this is the little picture of baby here, and he was 11 weeks. It's crazy the difference between 11 and 12 weeks and how much more you can see, but yes, at 11 weeks everything was good, but they couldn't really do anything, so they had to, but they changed my due date to Christmas Day, so now my due date is officially Christmas Day, which I'm hoping he comes early because I would love to be able to have both my babies on Christmas Day, and like have them together. And I really don't want him to have a birthday on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Like I feel like the day before Christmas Eve is okay, but I just don't want it too close to Christmas, so he has kind of like his own day. But either way, we then had the 12-week scan and everything was really good with little baby, and yeah, all the measurements were good. The next scan we then had was a private one. We went to window in the womb, and we went and got, if you can see here, we went to find out the gender. So as you can see here, we went to window in the womb and found out that he was a baby boy, and as you can see there, that's like proof he's a boy, and that was at 16 weeks I think it was. I'm not 100% sure, but we didn't find out at the appointment. We got it into an envelope and I gave the envelope to my mum, and my mum found out first. I made her film her reaction, so I'll put it in here if she lets me. I'm not sure if she's gonna want me to put her reaction in, but I'll let you see. But as you can see, she was really shocked, or I don't know if she's let you watch it, but she was really shocked there was a boy, and I was adamant it was a girl, and like my whole side of the family is girl heavy, and his side of the family isn't really boy heavy, it's kind of like a mixture. So I was really shocked when it was a boy, but I'll get to like my reaction in a minute. And then the other scan we had after that is the 20-week scan, as you can see here, and first of all he wasn't playing ball, so I had to go for a walk to make sure they could get all the measurements, but after they got all the measurements he was looking really good and he was the right size, and his brain and everything like that, because that's obviously the anatomy scan. But he was all really good. So I'll get on to now finding out the gender. So we didn't find out the scan, obviously. I gave the envelope to my mum so my mum could sort something out, because we wanted to find out on holiday on the beach, so we didn't find out till a little bit later. So we went on holiday, of course. It was me and my partner at the time, my mum and my little sister Elsie. My other sister didn't want to come because she's not really the biggest fan of holidays, but that's irrelevant. So yeah, we went onto the beach, and I have got a little video which I will put in.
And around now.
Oh my god! It's a blue pill!
Go to mummy!
Oh my god, is that it? I was not expecting that at all. Me too. But that was my reaction to finding out. So I wanted my mum to kind of get like a little outfit and like get Aprillia to kind of hold something which shows if it's a girl or a boy, but I was adamant, like 99% sure that this baby was gonna be a girl because Aprillia was. But with Aprillia I was like 100% sure, so when they told me she was a girl I was like, yeah, I know, even though I didn't know, I knew. Whereas this time I did have that little like, but it could be a boy, and because I've had like the sickness and completely different experience, I thought like maybe it could be, but I was like, no, it's a girl. So then when I turned around and Aprillia was coming towards me in the little blue outfit with the teddy bear that was blue, I was like, oh my god, like I was so shocked. I was like, it's blue. And then Aprillia starts walking away and I'm just like, what the hell, like it's a boy. And it took me like the full-on rest of the, I mean even still now I'm a bit shocked like that it's a boy. I'm like, I'm still expecting him to come out as a girl. I mean we'll find out, but I was like, I need to look at the scans, because basically from our scan we couldn't look at any of the pictures because otherwise we would know he's a boy. And we also got the video of like when they scanned him to find out who's a boy. We've also got that video. So then when I wanted to like look back at it, so that night when I was in bed I was having a look at the scan and I was, oh my god, it's really obvious it's a boy, because I thought maybe it's like not that obvious and they've kind of like, it could be a girl, could be a boy sort of thing, but no, it's a boy, like it's really obvious. And also at the 20-week scan they confirmed that it's a boy. But yeah, that was like my reaction, completely shocked and not expecting it. But he is a lovely baby boy and he is perfect. So by the end of the holiday, me and my partner are no longer together. I just wanted to include that now, because this video obviously is about my pregnancy and he's the baby's dad, so that was that. But he still said he wanted to be involved, come to appointments and stuff like that. Also, I don't want this video to be like a whole hatred against certain people. I'm not trying to call people out or anything like that. I'm just telling my story. And so yeah, so that was kind of what happened with us. And he said he wanted to be at the birth and all of this. He has since decided that he no longer wants to be involved with the baby, so I am doing this on my own now. Like I said, I'm not saying that so that he gets hated on or anything like that. It's just, again, me telling my pregnancy story, because you're going to want to be in the future and you're going to be like, where's the baby's dad? But he's not going to be involved, so it's just me doing it on my own now, which again, in a way, I find it's going to be a lot easier because I've got I get to pick the name and stuff like that, but at the same time I've got to buy everything for the baby on my own, when I was going to have help to do like half and half. But like I said, at the end of the day, that's his choice and I'm going to raise this baby on my own, and he's going to be completely spoiled still because I absolutely love him to bits. But yeah, that's enough about that. We're not even really going to mention him anymore. We're going to move on to some of the questions that you guys have asked, because that is the whole start of my pregnancy. And since then, I've had ups and downs in my pregnancy, and I wanted to answer any of your questions that you asked. So someone asked, what is the hardest stage of pregnancy for you? And I feel like there's a few different bits that have been quite hard for me. The first thing is obviously how different this pregnancy is from my first. But I would say, because in my first pregnancy I was with her dad, and I was with her dad until she was 1.5, so it was a completely different experience. You can see on my channel by looking at some of my old videos, you can see that I was like with him and like close with his parents. So I had, and like obviously my mum was really involved and everything like that, and she still is this time. But the difference is the difference between a pregnancy being with the partner and a difference between doing it on your own is a lot different, and also having a toddler. So I feel like that has been a really hard thing, is the loneliness, especially when she's at her dad's, which she is right now. I find it quite lonely because I'm just on my own, but I just try and keep busy and film videos for you guys, edit stuff, and just do things that I enjoy, and also tidy up my room and stuff like that, because I'm proper nesting at the moment. I am moving from this small room to another big room in the house, but I can't move yet until the other girl has left. So it's really hard to do nesting when I can't get baby's stuff ready properly yet, but hopefully I will be able to do that soon. But yeah, my hardest part of pregnancy has definitely been the difference between doing it with a partner who's there with you all the time and supporting you, to then doing it alone. But I'm super grateful that I have my mum and my sisters, and also my really close friend Summer as well, and just a few of my other friends that are there to support me and chat to me if I ever need to, or just be there for me in general. But yeah, that's been the hardest part. Another thing which is kind of completely different to that is leg cramp. Now, it's not as bad yet as it has been when I remember it, my first pregnancy. It was the worst pain you've ever experienced, like leg cramp. But the last couple of nights I've been really getting it. Like I'll wake up early-ish, like 6ish or like 7:30, and I'm just getting really bad leg cramp. But I found, so hacks for any of you pregnant mums who are getting leg cramp, if you like push on your foot, it kind of goes until it's gone. It kind of like makes the pain less as you're trying to go through it. But I remember my first pregnancy, I would be whacking my partner and being like, ow, like it really hurts. But there's literally nothing you can do about it. It's just like your calves really cramp up, and I don't really know why it happens. If anyone knows, comment down below, because I would be really interested to find out why. But it's honestly the most horrible pain ever, and I've already given birth. The next one is the opposite. So what is your favourite thing about pregnancy? So one of my favourite things about pregnancy definitely is feeling him move. I put my hands on my tummy, but you can't even see because of the way the camera is. But yeah, feeling him moving around. He's a very, very active baby, but not really during the day. He's very, very active at night. Once it hits like midnight, he's so active, or like just after I eat, which is obviously completely normal. But especially if I'm like laying in bed, he's punching, kicking, moving. He is, yeah, a very active night baby, which I hope he's not a night owl when he's born, because they do say sometimes that the movements that they do when they're in your tummy is the movements that they kind of is like their wake windows when they're born. So I'm really hoping he's not up all night, because that won't be very nice. Especially seeing as in this house I'm gonna be in one room with me, my daughter and my son. So I'm really hoping that whole situation works out. If anyone's been in that same sort of situation, please do let me know, because I'd love to have some advice on it, because I'm very nervous about the baby waking up Aprillia in the night, because she sleeps through. But again, that's kind of just going to be a learning thing, and we're just going to go through it together because you guys are coming along for my journey. Another thing that is my favourite thing about this pregnancy specifically is the fact that I do have my little girl as well, because I'm loving seeing her start to learn and understand that she's having a baby brother. This also links into one of the other questions, which is how did I explain that Aprillia needs to be gentle with mummy's tummy? And I would say from the beginning I've always told her like, oh, there's a baby in mummy's tummy. Well, not from the beginning, I've done it like from, God, my feet are going numb. I've done it from when we told other people. That way she didn't go off and blab to people, because she's only 2, so she doesn't really understand. But she does call him baby brother or little, or like baby boy and stuff like that. And the other day she pinched my stomach, and then she went, oh, sorry baby brother, and like stuff like that. And she gives him kisses, and she'll poke him and say, baby brother's sleeping, move baby brother. She's so cute and stuff like that. But she knows not to hit me and stuff like that, but I don't think she fully understands the baby in there. So I feel like when the baby's born, she's gonna be like, what is that? Like, why is there a baby? But because obviously the situation that we're living in right now, where there's other kids and other babies, I feel like there's another little boy here, and he's been here since around the same, like since around March, so since he was like a small baby. I thought I saw a spider then, but it's just some tissue moving with the wind of the fan. But he's been here since he was like a really little baby, so she's kind of grown up for the last 6-7 months with him. So I feel like that's probably going to help her transition once the baby's born, because she absolutely adores him and loves giving him toys and talking to him, and whenever he comes out his room she's like, oh my god, like baby, and runs into the other room. So I'm hoping that helps her like kind of ease into it. But yeah, she absolutely loves, she won't touch my belly when he's moving though. She won't watch him move. Like, I'll be like, oh, he's moving, and she's like, oh, baby moving, and then she'll go, oh, he kicked me, even though he didn't. But she won't put her hand on my tummy if I tell her that he's moving. I really want her to feel it, but she just really doesn't want to, so I'm not gonna force her. But I think like maybe at the end she'll be able to see more of him actually moving. Are you bigger or smaller this time round? So I feel like I'm smaller, however, like when I look at pictures. However, I did have a growth scan with my first, and I haven't had to have a growth scan so far with my second, but I feel like my growth scan might have been later on in pregnancy, so it could still happen, I'm not sure. But I feel like my bump is like harder and smaller, but the baby takes up all the space, so it's not like my baby's smaller, it's my bump is smaller. Because when I look at like the measurements, because you get way less midwife appointments with your second, like that's something I've realised. But something that I do have in this pregnancy, which I did have with my first as well, is low iron. So I am on iron tablets. I've only taken one so far last night, but I've taken them before bed because I'm so scared it's going to make me feel sick again, like in the first pregnancy it made me feel quite sick. And I'm really scared of being constipated as well, which is not great because I have to take these tablets until 6 weeks after birth. But I am really hoping that it does up my iron levels, because I think it's supposed to be between 35 and 100 when I've searched it up, and mine is 13, and with my first pregnancy it was 14, and I did manage to get it up with the tablets, so I'm really hoping the tablets do help this time round. But these babies really love to take my iron in pregnancy. Will you miss being pregnant? Yes and no. Yes, I will miss being pregnant, because when Aprillia goes to her dad's, I have like baby boy with me. I know he'll still be with me, but I feel like it's, I love being pregnant and I hate it at the same time. I feel like I won't miss it in a way, because I'll have my 2 babies to keep me company. And also, like, being pregnant is a very lonely thing, I feel like, even if you do have a partner. So then I'm gonna be, I'll feel a lot happier because I'll never be alone. I will always have my baby boy with me, unless obviously I choose to go out and do something for like one night or something like that. If like my mum babysits or something, like for a night or something like that, I don't know. But I feel like obviously straight away I'm not gonna want to be apart from my baby. I need to sneeze. I'm constantly going to have someone with me, so I feel like I'll feel a lot less lonely than I do feel now, because obviously I'm doing it on my own. Obviously I have my mum and stuff like that, but I'm talking partner wise, I'm doing it on my own, so it'll be nice. I won't miss that, but I feel like if I do eventually get pregnant in the future, I feel like it'll be a completely different experience again, because I will be with a partner. Well, I'll be with the one, so I wouldn't have any more kids until I know that this partner is the one. Do you know what I mean? That's if I ever do have any more kids. I mean, I got my little girl and my little boy, and I would love to have a big family, not like a massive. I've always wanted like 3 or 4, so I might even get with someone who already has kids and end up completing our family that way. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Imagine like I'm seeing this clip and then I can use this clip in the future when I have like a massive family or something like that. But no, but yeah, that is something that I'm definitely gonna miss. But I definitely don't think this is my last time being pregnant, because I don't know, it's like one of those feelings that you can never, well, personally I feel like I could never be done. That doesn't mean I'm gonna have kids like that, but I just mean like, it's like that feeling that you don't want to have to think about the fact that you are never going to feel that again, because it's so magical. This one is about birth, so it's, are you less scared about birth because you've already done it before? I feel like yes, I am. I definitely want my experience to be a lot different than it was the first time round, because the first time with Aprillia, my waters broke and then I didn't give birth till 3 days later, and then she was born on her due date. So I because she was born on her due date, I can't even be like with this pregnancy, oh, he's probably going to be early because she was early, or he might be late because she was late. Because she was born on her due date, I'm like, is this baby going to be due on Christmas Day? I mean, going to be born on Christmas Day? Because I'm really hoping he's early. And I have seen a lot of people have told me that their second was born early, so fingers crossed he's born early, but safe early, of course. I would never want him to be born unsafely early, maybe like 2 weeks early or like a week early, nothing more than that, of course. But I am actually really excited for birth this time. I really want to go into birth. I can't speak. I really want to go into, but I'm saying it again, I really want to go into labour naturally, because with my first, my water did break. I can't speak. I will link my birth story for my first down below, but it's just on my channel if you want to go see it. But my waters broke, and then I was in labour for a bit, but then it kind of slowed down, so I had to be induced, and then I got the epidural, and then it ended up progressing really quickly and ended up giving birth to her. But I really don't want to have to be induced this time, so I'm really hoping that I don't have to be. But if it comes down to it, obviously whatever's safe for the baby. But I am actually just really excited to give birth. I feel like when I get even closer to the time, I know it's only 10 weeks, but when I get even closer, I feel like I'm going to be more nervous. But for now, I am just really excited. I'm like I'd say I'm like 5%, maybe 10% nervous and 90% excited, which is crazy because I do remember how painful it was. But it's just the whole like, at the end of it, I'm gonna have my baby thing. Next thing I'm going to talk about is just the differences between my pregnancy, as someone has asked that. So I've spoken about a few of them in here. Obviously my sickness was completely different, and I'm hoping that the births are different, but I can't really say that until I know at the end. I feel like my cravings have been not too much different, to be honest. I feel like I haven't had very many cravings. They normally, all the girl symptoms, I've had all the girl symptoms this time and all the boy symptoms, you know what I mean, the first time. Like the traditional one, like sickness, you're supposed to feel more sick with a girl, but obviously I got really bad sickness this time with a boy and not with the Aprillia. But then my pregnancies have been completely different, but I don't know if that's like girl and boy related or if that's just generally because every pregnancy is completely different. I feel like there's not really much different from the pregnancies that I can remember. Again, because I'm going through it differently, I feel like, I just want to say as well, this is not a feel sorry for me because I'm going through pregnancy alone, because I have amazing people in my life who support me and stuff like that. It's just, I want to talk about my experience because there's other people who are going through the same thing, and I feel like it's such a taboo thing that people don't talk about, and people judge people for being single mums and stuff like that and going through it alone. But it's not my fault if the baby's dad has decided not to be involved, for one. He's the one that's chosen not to be involved in the baby's life, not me. And if it was down to me, I'd obviously want my baby to have his dad in his life. But if that's his choice, that's his choice. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to force him to be involved in his baby's life. So that's all the questions that I've been asked. I think that is everything that I need to say about pregnancy. I'm now going on to the 10-week countdown. I am actually doing a 4D scan, so I will do a vlog all about that, but I'm having it next Monday, so I think I'll still be 30 weeks, but I'm really excited for that. And I'm going, my friend Summer is going to come with me, because I didn't really want to do it on my own, so yeah, she's going to come with me, and I'm really excited about that because when I got one with Aprillia, she was hiding and she had like the umbilical cord across her face and her hands. So I'm really excited to do this pregnancy and do this scan, this 4D scan, and see what he looks like, because it's so exciting. Like, you get to see what they look like, even if it's not really completely accurate, you still get a little idea of what they look like. So I'm really excited to do that and just see him in general, because I haven't had a scan since 20 weeks, of course. So it's exciting to see what he looks like. But I will definitely keep you updated with the rest of my pregnancy. I'm going to be vlogging the day of doing the 4D scan, but of course I won't be able to, he's moving around right now, I won't be able to vlog in the scan because, actually I'm not sure if I can, because it's a private scan, but I get all the I got some of the pictures printed off and all of them digitally, so I can show you all of the prints. And I also am getting like the video. I got the package where you get the video of the whole scan as well, so I'll be able to show you different, like the little videos of him moving around in 4D. I'm so excited now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I will definitely vlog that whole experience for you. I'm also going to be filming what's in my hospital bag, and I'm thinking of doing, let me know if you guys want me to do this, of doing baby names that I love and might be using, because there's so many. I find it really hard with boy names, so there's loads of names that I'm like unsure on if I'm going to use them or not. So yeah, definitely let me know, and let me know anything else that you want to see, pregnancy related or not pregnancy related. But obviously, hopefully I'm going to stay in a consistent pattern. I have been really trying to, and I feel like I've done quite well so far. But obviously this baby is moving loads right now. I am 10 weeks away from giving birth, or even less maybe, or maybe a bit more. And I'm going to be very exhausted, and hopefully I can keep on a schedule, but if it goes off, you know why. And if you want more frequent updates, definitely check out my Instagram, so you can ask questions for videos like this video today. You can ask questions on there, and you can also keep up to date if I'm letting you know, like if a video is not uploading on time, or if there's an extra video coming out or anything like that. But you can also subscribe and put the bell on so that you get notified every time that I do upload a video, and then you'll just know exactly when it comes up and you can click on it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. It's quite a long one, but I just wanted to put all of the information in one video so it doesn't have to be said again, and that's like my whole journey of pregnancy is in one video, and it's done, and it's all here for you and for me to look back on, and then I can just move on with the end of my pregnancy for the last 10 weeks. But yeah, I'm going to be filming a lot of vlogs in the end of my pregnancy, because like I said, I've got like Halloween and all of that, and I just want to really document the third trimester of pregnancy, because I didn't document much of the rest of pregnancy, and I feel like with my first I documented more of the start and not the end, so it'd be nice to have an end of pregnancy like filming bits. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video next Saturday. Love you all. Bye. Mwah.